So I've tell it to. I've instructed the AI to write operational definition of terms, which it has. Is now out here. So this is it. So I also want to bring to your remembrance or to your notice that I'm doing all of this without paying for premium. Now I'm doing all of this without paying for premium, and look at the systematic steps that we have taken in the process of getting this done. And who could have, you realize if you are the type that have interact with AI in the course of doing your work or want to do a research work as such, you will see that the output is quite different. So I'll try to drop this also on the link to download it on the video, so you can you can have a glance through at it, and see for yourself. So you can see that the way and the style we are doing it is, the steps we have taken so it's different. This is us using AI like a professional we do. You understand? So let's get started. So I'm going to copy this to what is it called? Operational definition of terms. I've not even edit the. Okay, so let me just copy it. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video, right? So when we come back, we are going to start with the chapter 2. So let me pause this. Okay, so I would also like to mention that because of the systematic way I interacted with the AI, providing the guide, the workflow, what we want to do, I personally also observed that because before now, if I didn't, the approach I've been using before now, if I say write operational definition of terms, the output would be most likely related to the journal that has been uploaded. But even despite the journal that has been uploaded, because of the systematic way that I've approached this, the AI understand that this is the journal is just a guide, and for every section that on this particular task is not directly linked to the AI and to the journals. So where the journal is needed, it used the journal. Where it is not outrightly needed, it did not use it. Because, and that is why before, this operational definition of terms would have come in a way that is too bogus, and you would have seen it even referencing, and operational definition of terms does not necessarily need it to be referenced. So, and the way it has written it, saying that in this particular study, this is what these terms means. You understand? And also note that the operational definition of terms must include those variables, those sub-variables that have been used to formulate the objectives and which they are here. So the disbursement speed, the customer support responsiveness, the transparency, the customer satisfaction, retention, advocacy, all of them, you will find it in the research objective also. Digital usability, digital, this one is the main, this thing, you find this one in the main body. So, again, is to tell you that everything links together. Perhaps if there is any any terms in the course of other section, it would have been listed here also, but I guess there is none, and that's why we just have basically the terms that are found mostly in all the passage, down to the objective, the question and hypothesis. So I just quickly want to point that out. So we'll be looking at what's it called, the chapter 2. Right next we are back. So I'm going to pause this video right now. So see you in a jiffy. Okay, so now we are back to getting started with the chapter 2. So, and remember, in our research guide, which is the document open on the screen, you will see that it has already given us some of the things to look out for: the digital customer experience in fintech, the relationship marketing and customer trust, marketing outcome in financial services, then the conceptual framework, and he did not talk about the theory, but off my head, I can detect that we would have something like relationship marketing theory, and we would most likely have. I'm struggling now to get another theory that can fit in with today's study. So I want to perform a tweak, and let's interact with our AI once again. And also, this particular, what's it called, themes that are here would also be the one to form our research, empirical review passage. So when we get there, we would dissect that. So yeah. So let's interact with the AI by saying, okay, now we are done with chapter 1 rather, and the next task on the line is chapter 2, where we have where we are to study the conceptual. So this, let me say this following outline below, right? So we have the conceptual review, the theoretical review, the empirical review. Yeah, am I leaving anything out? The concept, the theory, and the empirical review. Come in. Okay, so I'm not leaving anything out. What could have been included is the conceptual framework. We already have that. So let's see. Okay, so just as I suggested, that we will have relationship marketing theory. Look at it here. Then we have this another theory, expectation, this confirmation theory. Then we have another one here, hierarchical pyramid of customer experience, and then we have the empirical review. Right. So basically now it has give a draft of the chapter 2, but not comprehensive enough, because it basically worked with the journal that we uploaded to it. So now the responsibility for us is now is now to make further research, download more journal on this. And if you look at the chapter 2 that it has drafted here, it is directly linking to the research objectives. So because the research objective, aside from this, which is the overall dependent variable, I think this is called digital customer experience. No, this is the independent variable rather. Then it further narrow it down to digital usability, which is part of our research objective, disbursement speed, customer support responsiveness, transparency, concept of marketing outcome, digital satisfaction, and customer satisfaction, retention, which is then our dependent variable, advocacy, then before going down to theoretical review. If we want to make it more robust, we can even have another section under the concept that will speak of the relationship between digital customer experience and what is it called, and customer satisfaction or marketing outcome. So we can also have that as another section, even though the AI did not list that as part of the conceptual review, right? Then we look at the theoretical review, which I mentioned earlier. We have relationship marketing theory, we have this other theory, expectation, this confirmation theory. Then we have the hierarchical pyramid of customer experience. right? It must have fetched this from one of the journal that was uploaded, which is very awesome. Then we have our empirical review that talks about the past study as related to all of this, right? Then we have customer support, transparency, and all of that. So now what I'm going to do is to go back to journal platform, the Google Scholar of this world, Consensus, C-Space, Research Rabbit, to download more journals on this particular concept. So I'm going to download journal on digital customer experience, download journal on digital usability, download journal on disbursement speed. So I may not find a direct journal on disbursement feed, but I will most likely find it on journal that talks about customer support or customer experience. So any study on customer experience will most likely have the disbursement speed. So the disbursement speed may, this particular, because this case study is loan, is a loan complaint or a credit complaint. So the speed, the disbursement speed may not be directly relating to loan from the journal that we download. It may be regarding how a particular company or a company or an organization should promptly attend to customers. So, but we are still going to talk about it as a concept, in the study. So, so I'm just telling you ways and how I'm going to get the journal, for the study. Then customer support responsiveness. So basically, any journal that I download on customer experience, customer support, will most likely have all of these concepts. So, which means I may end up using the same journal all through to track this concept. So the only difference is, instead of me now using, for Gemini, we can only download 10 journals. So instead of me now using the whole 10 journals to write all the concept at once, I'll be using it to write the concept one after the other, one after the other. So that being said, I'm going to go straight to download more journals, maybe 20 more. I think I already have like 10 to 12. So I'm going to try and download 20 more, and then we will use the 20 to get more, fetch to have a robust and more comprehensive output for our chapter 2. Then I'll look for journal on this particular theory, marketing. I think I have a journal on this marketing relationship theory. Then I'll look for journal on this particular theory and journal on this particular theory, or I'll pick this theory and leave this particular theory. I may just go with 2 theories. Then the same journal will then be used for our empirical review. So see you guys in the next one. Please ensure you give a review of this study, of this particular expository, in any way that it might have helped you after you must have watched it. So please give a comment below, give a review, and so I will see you guys in the next video.